Hi, my name is Nakul Duggal. I'm VP of Product Management for QCT Automotive and Machine to Machine.
Now, this year at CES, cars and electronics have been a really big connecting point, more so than ever in the past. Can you talk about Qualcomm and the role they're playing in the connected vehicle moving forward?
We're really excited to be part of CES this year. We have made some big announcements around our plans for automotive. So just to give you a little bit of history, Qualcomm has been involved in automotive for a number of years. We started off with GM OnStar back in 2002, where we equipped their cars with our modems, and since then we've gone through multiple generations of modem technology, where we are now powering Audi's first 4G LTE car right behind me, starting off in 2014. We have a variety of different products in our portfolio as far as modems go, but what the LTE technology does for the vehicle is to be able to bring high-speed broadband bandwidth to the car. We have announced at CES this year the S602A Snapdragon platform that will bring in next-generation automotive infotainment. And automotive infotainment coupled with LTE essentially brings in a completely new set of experiences for both the driver and the passenger. We're focused on navigation, we're focused on internet streaming, we're also focused on passenger seat entertainment. So what S602A is going to be able to make happen through its quad-core 1.5 gigahertz processor, its Adreno GPU, its DSP, and then coupled with various surround chipsets including Wi-Fi 802.11ac, and Bluetooth, as well as navigation chipsets, we basically bring in a complete solution that powers the car of the future.
Can you give us a sense of the power? Someone could be sitting in the back seat, for instance, and playing a video game, while in the front seat getting a photorealistic turn-by-turn navigation going on in the front monitor?
Yeah, funny you should ask. We actually have a demonstration that does exactly that. You have the front part of the car that is focused on driver features, that's focused on navigation, focused on audio streaming functionality, so we make sure that from a driver distraction perspective we have everything safe. But the driver can also control what is happening in the rear seat. So if there is a child in the rear seat who wants to play a game, who wants to see a movie, you can have controls either from the front of the car or independently from the rear seat screen, and you can play a movie or on a console level game in the back seat.
We've seen a lot of high-level luxury cars like the Audi behind you be at the forefront of this, but at what point are we going to start seeing the more mainstream GMs and other companies adapt this technology?
So one thing that we are going to be doing very different with our strategy in infotainment is we believe that connectivity is going to drive the cars of the future. The need for data inside the car is extremely important to the driver for a variety of different reasons. Our systems will be built around being able to bring the next generation application processor coupled with the next generation LTE modem. And that will allow us to be able to build a system where not only do we combine the hardware together, but we actually pull together the entire software solution. So when we work with our partners such as automakers and tier ones, we're basically bringing in cost-optimized, fully buttoned-up solutions as opposed to being able to have to design every single subcomponent discretely and having to integrate all of that. One of the key reasons why it has taken so long and so expensive to build these systems is because of the way systems are built today. Every single piece of technology is independently integrated, and one thing that Qualcomm is good at, and we have proven very well in the mobile space, is to be able to get to integration at the hardware and the software level. That's what we plan to bring to automotive.
When it comes to the connected car experience, what role will the cloud play? Right now, if you have a navigation system, typically you have to bring in a DVD or a SD card every so often to get an update. How does the cloud change all of that?
No, that's an excellent question. So if you look at navigation, Audi announced with Google, I think in 2010, Google Street View. They worked with Google and they announced a special version of Street View for the car. And what that is basically an indication of the type of capability that is possible, but the level of integration that you need to be able to have for a vehicle that can exist pretty much any part of the world is obviously quite a feat. But the cloud is going to be intertwined with the vehicle in the context of real-time traffic updates, in the context of up-to-date point of interest information. We're working with partners who have the ability to be able to provide within 3 minutes a refreshed traffic update. So we believe that from a navigation perspective, the cloud is actually going to be able to help in improving the type of congestion levels that we are seeing, making the overall driving experience safe, and just being able to provide real-time information as far as navigation goes.
As you see more and more of these connected cars entering the highways over the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see that evolving the experience that people have in vehicles today?
So I think First and foremost, I think for the automotive industry, safety is extremely important. We are seeing a lot of transitions towards autonomous driving, and what that requires fundamentally is for vehicles to be able to talk to each other. Today, the systems that are deployed measure distance between cars using radar, using other technologies. I think the cars of the future are actually also going to communicate with each other, and that changes the paradigm completely in terms of what an autonomous car means. But I think from a consumer perspective, we believe that the type of capabilities that you can see inside the car are not all that different from what you see in your living room, where you are very familiar now with multiple tablets and smartphones and televisions inside the house. One of the things that we want to make sure that we can execute to flawlessly is the life cycle of the automotive ecosystem is obviously a little bit slower, but we want to be able to simplify the way that the problem is solved such that we can bring consumer-grade technology, both in terms of driver-facing technology, but also passenger-facing technology, much more rapidly to the vehicle.